sorry. I couldn't help myself. No matter how hard I try to be strong like you, I'm just a pearl. I'm useless on my own.
Is Pearl okay?
For anyone who watches Steven Universe, you probably know there's a lot of reasons to be concerned about our favorite bird mom, Pearl. I mean, she's obviously very concerned about the death of her, friends with benefit? But there's obviously a lot more going on than that, right? In fact, there's a popular fan theory that says that possibly Pearl is autistic. Autism is a disorder that interferes with cognitive and social development. The full triad of impairment includes 1. Impairment in reciprocal social interaction, 2. Communication, and 3. The display of restricted, stereotyped, or repetitive behavior, which to a lot of people makes, oh my god, perfect sense! Because if you look at some of Pearl's behaviors, they match up with some of the symptoms pretty well. Intense interest in a limited amount of things, check. Taking things very literally even though they're supposed to be jokes, check. Walking on tiptoes, lack of empathy, anxiety.
Check, check, check.
But think back to the main trifecta we discussed. Pearl is able to have warm moments with Steven where they both communicate well. She's able to make up with Amethyst and comfort her after they've had a disagreement. She breaks out of her stereotype to punch Peridot in her stupid Dorito head!
I am a pearl!
When it comes down to it, someone shouldn't be diagnosed with something if it doesn't impact their ability to function. But clearly, Pearl is having some social stress, to put it lightly. The simple answer would be to say that she has poor self-esteem. But just saying she has bad self-esteem is too simple. I mean, it's common for people to have bad self-esteem. Have you ever met a teenager? But really, it's more of a combination of 3 different issues. Number 1, her lack of self-worth. This is the easiest point to make, because when you live for someone, you're prepared to die. I can't sing that song very well. Number 2, quite obviously the fact that she's still grieving over Rose Quartz's death. Number 3, in an AMA, show creator Rebecca Sugar confirmed that Pearl is supposed to represent a stage of emotional development in humans. It's the group-oriented stage of emotional development. People in this stage have a lot of obsession with duty and obligation. In the group-dependent stage, people want to be able to control those around them, or they're not very comfortable. And they have a hard time relating to people from other stages of development. Amethyst! What's more important is that grieving has been described as a way to help move someone to the next stage of emotional development. Oh, what a twist! In real life, grieving to further emotional development looks more similar to moving away from your friends and learning to become more independent of them, or even the positive image of your parents shattering and having to cope with that. I mean, this process doesn't normally look like a pink-haired rock alien dying, giving her form away to a half-organic being, and then leaving her bird-like other rock lesbian alien friends. But here we see that grieving the loss of her friend is making her confront her self-esteem issues head on. In fact, it's making her develop more healthy relationships with the people around her. So when you really think about it, these traits aren't making her grief worse. I would argue that because she's grieving, she's able to move forward. I would argue that because she's grieving, she's able to move forward. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe!